Okay, I can now reveal this stunning luxury home with the see-through pool. We're here in Perth and the home has an amazing view of the ocean. We met up with the builder Cameron from Cambuild.
Hey Cam, how are you, mate?
G'day Gary, how are you?
Very well, and very well now I've seen this house finished. It's been 2.5 years in the making.
Yes, been a great project.
So it's 5 levels, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a deceiving block. It's 2 stories from the front, but it splits down, so it's a 5-stage lift.
It's unbelievable. So what are we going to see today?
Oh, you're going to see an amazing home with panoramas to the ocean.
Yep.
Something that's very easy to live in, that's been tailored to suit exactly the client's needs.
And a pretty spectacular pool.
Yes, has attracted a bit of attention.
Absolutely. Let's go and take the tour, shall we?
Terrific, come in.
The trick was to get as high as possible within the constraints of the height restrictions, so we could maximise the views from the living areas. Being north, being facing the street, also presented a bit of a challenge. How do you get nice natural daylight to all the living areas when they're exposed to the street? So the concept that we evolved around these constraints and what we came up with, I suppose, is an upside-down house.
When we were designing the house with Steve, we came down here with a cherry picker.
Yep.
And put it up on when the tenants were still here in the old house.
Yeah.
And we raised it up and down with the clients in it to show them what the potential view was.
Great.
So that was one of the anchor points for the design, was all about the view.
Well, you've pretty much built as high as you can go here, haven't you?
Yeah, because of the design of the house being flat, we're able to push up, and with a sloping block it was quite challenging.
Oh, okay, because the roof is dead flat, isn't it? And it's only
Correct.
thin too.
Yeah, so it's only 2 courses or 150 mil on the front edge.
Okay.
So the idea is to make it look floating and very thin on the front edge.
Yep.
We deleted a lot of the columns inside and put concrete beams standing up on the roof. So upturned beams that you can't see from below, so it really leaves it open.
There's a lot you can't see in this home to get this minimalistic look, isn't there?
Correct. A lot of the theme here is about the linear horizontal lines.
Yep.
And so when you're putting things up in the air that appear to be floating and they are concrete, and there's about 800 tonnes of concrete in this house, there's a lot of activity to make sure it doesn't collapse.
Yeah.
A lot of engineering. Engineer is particularly creative, very experienced.
Okay.
So when we talked about putting the pool on the side of the house, he quite enjoyed the challenge of putting that together.
We started with plans where we had the pool down below, but then it soon became evident that that just wasn't really going to work. So we said, hell with it, we'll stick the pool up there as well. I suppose it added a bit of theatre really to it, to be honest. A good house, I think, needs to be planned very well to suit the site and the clients, but then you need those little touches of, I suppose, wow.
Concrete roof is a fantastic idea, and you don't see a lot of it these days. It was done a lot in the 50s,
Yeah.
but you just don't see it these days.
In Perth, it's a very challenging concept. I think if you go back into European times, it's a very traditional style of construction, but Perth is quite regimented in how it builds and thinks, and we like to think outside of the box and really challenge the design parameters and do something that's unique.
I love coming to Perth for that reason. Everything that is done here is on steroids.
Yes.
I mean, you just don't see a pool in the front yard like you do here in Perth.
Well, we say that as normal.
The other important thing to note about the concrete roof is that it gives us a very slender roof to work in, and that comes back to, again, in the requirement to push the house up as high as possible. So that allows us to get the floor levels up as high as we can.
The master bedroom suite is at Jetson's house.
Floating.
It is floating, and I love the windows there. I mean, I can imagine waking up and just seeing that view. I mean, and it's very simple.
Yeah. So it's themed around the horizontal lines and looking at the horizon.
Yep.
So the blinds and curtains are electric, so when you're lying in bed in the morning you can raise them to get the view but still maintain your privacy.
Now, glass, there is glass everywhere. I mean, there's more glass walls than there are normal walls.
If you actually go through the ratio of the glazing in this house, more than half of the walls of the house are glass. So, and glazing is an incredible element to use in architecture. Really interesting to funnel your thoughts and your emotions through the house.
Yep.
So there's a nice feature tree and the staircase goes over that 5 levels at the back.
Wow.
So there's a feature tree, the piece of glass at the back of that we had to crane in weighed 1,200 kilos.
Well, Cam, you've been amazing. Well done. Finally got to see this house, and it's just, it has been everything that I could possibly imagine. So thanks, mate.
Thank you very much.
No worries.